Welcome to One Salonica Outlet Mall in Thessaloniki, glowing with Christmas lights tonight. Our walking tour starts at the south entrance parking. Then we explore the ground floor shops, the upper floor outlet deals, the food court, the IMAX cinema, and the Panoramic Terrace, finishing at the north entrance. We're starting from the south entrance of One Salonica, right at the mall's southern end, close to the highway, which is exactly why so many people love arriving here by car. Let's take a quick look around this free outdoor parking area. It's open, practical, and it's one of those places where you can already see the vibe before you even enter. The big building ahead, the glow of decorations, and the first festive photo opportunities. You don't need to navigate tiny city streets. You roll in, park, and you're instantly in Christmas outing mode. And right there, you can't miss it. The giant illuminated ribbon wrapped across the exterior. Add the Christmas neon lights, and it feels like the mall is literally gift wrapped. Then we get our perfect opener for a festive walk. An oversized bear wearing a Christmas hat. If you're here with kids, or you just want that "we arrived" photo, this is your first stop. One more useful note before we head inside. Beyond this outdoor parking, there's also a multi-level underground covered parking, and you can access it from 3 different sides, which helps a lot on busy weekends or rainy nights. Now we're inside on the ground floor, and the first impression is clean and modern, with Christmas decoration that's subtle rather than overwhelming. It's not a theme park style, it's more of a soft festive glow. Warm string lights, tidy ornaments, and decorative touches that make the mall feel seasonal without blocking the shopping flow. As we walk forward, you'll notice what dominates this level: clothing and shoes. Lots of familiar international brands, lots of displays designed to pull you in quickly, and a steady rhythm of people doing the classic mall choreography, browsing, comparing, checking price tags, and carrying that first bag like a trophy. Because this is an outlet mall, the overall feeling is different from a luxury shopping street. The goal here is value, deals, discounts, and the sense that if you're patient, you'll find a "why is this so cheap" moment. Even if you're not shopping today, it still makes for a satisfying walk because the storefronts are bright and the corridors are wide. Practical info that's helpful all year round. One Salonica works well even for a short visit. If you only have a couple of hours, you can do a full loop, grab something to eat, and still feel like you did the place. And for transport, keep in mind it's also easy without a car. The metro is roughly 10 to 12 minutes away on foot, depending on your pace and which direction you're approaching from. And file this away for later. We'll mention it again when we pass the core areas. There's also activity below the main floors, including more shops, a big supermarket, and direct connection to the covered parking, which is a lifesaver in winter weather. Let's head up to the upper floor, where the mall often feels slightly more active, especially in the evening. It's still the same outlet character: deals, discounts, and that familiar hunt for the best price. But the mix of stores up here tends to keep people moving at a faster tempo. you'll usually see more athletic and sports-style brands and shops that attract the "I came for one thing" type of shopper. Sneakers, hoodies, training gear, and casual everyday wear. The space naturally gives you structure. You don't need to invent a route. You can follow the corridor, let the storefronts create visual variety, and you always have clean lines and consistent lighting, which makes Christmas decorations pop, even when they're minimal. So instead of big Christmas village, the magic here comes from the contrast. Modern shopping spaces plus festive sparkle. And because this kind of video gets watched all year round, here's the practical evergreen part. One Salonica is in a very convenient position for Thessaloniki's west side. Easy for locals, easy for travelers arriving by road, and surprisingly manageable by public transport. If you're using the metro, it's a short walk from the railway station area, again depending on where you come out and how fast you move. If you're coming by bus, you'll also find stops right near the mall, so it's a realistic place to visit, even if you're staying more central. Now, Christmas specific, but kept brief, because the video lives beyond the season. Malls like this typically run holiday programming such as kids' activities, photo corners, mini shows, themed weekends, and occasional special events. These change every year, so the best approach is to enjoy the atmosphere in the video, and if you're watching this outside the holidays, simply check the official One Salonica website for whatever is currently happening, especially around Christmas, when schedules and hours can shift. One more detail that many visitors miss until they need it. The mall isn't only ground and upper. Down below, there's an underground level with additional stores, plus a large supermarket for practical shopping. And of course, direct access to the covered parking. So, if the weather turns bad, or you're arriving with heavy bags, the lower level and parking connection suddenly become the most important feature of your day. And as we continue the walk, keep an eye on how the crowd changes. In the early afternoon, it's families and shoppers. Later in the evening, you'll often see more people shifting toward food, cinema, and that "let's just hang out" vibe. Now we're arriving at the food court, and it's exactly the layout you expect in a modern mall. Central seating in the middle, and food options arranged around it like a ring. It's practical, it's loud in a cozy way, and it's usually the point where shopping energy turns into, "Okay, we earned a break." You'll typically find a mix of Greek comfort food and familiar international choices. The kind of place where one person wants something classic, another wants something quick, and everyone still ends up at the same table. Even if you're not eating, the food court is useful for travelers. It's a good rest stop, it's warm in winter, and it's one of the best places to observe the mall atmosphere. Families, couples, groups of friends, and the constant parade of shopping bags. And here's one of the big highlights of One Salonica, the cinema, especially the IMAX. The main star is the renovated IMAX that now features laser projection, which basically means a sharper, brighter, more intense image compared to older systems. If you like big screen experiences, this is the kind of IMAX that feels like a proper event, not just a larger room. If you are a tourist, it's probably good to know that all international movies are shown in their original language, with Greek subtitles. Next, a quick stop at the Panoramic Terrace. It might be night right now, but during the day, or on a clear evening, you can get a sense of the city out there. It's also a nice reset space, a breath of air, a change of mood, and if the weather is good, You can sometimes enjoy cafe seating outdoors. Even when it's cold, terraces like this give you contrast. Indoor lights behind you, open space ahead. A nice visual break before we wrap up. And now, facing the north entrance at night, we're reaching the end of this part of the walk. Thanks for walking with us. If you enjoyed this narrated tour, tap subscribe and like. It really helps the channel. For quiet, natural sound walks, check our sister channel at City Walk Travels. And if you want more stories and tips, explore our audiobooks and ebooks. You'll find all the links in the description. See you on the next walk.